I'm going to ask our word master, Stephen Yang, please provide us with the word of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The role of word master is to expand the vocabulary so that we will benefit when we speak. Today's word of the day, I'm going to bring up that now is the word plunder. So this is related to trick or treat. And I'm sharing that screen right now. Hold on a second. Okay. Plunder, the verb, steal goods from a piece or person, typically using force or in a time of war or civil disorder. A couple of months ago, we saw that in the States, the looters moved into the disaster area to plunder stores. And related to the trick or treat is the kids are wearing costumes demanding edible plunders by saying trick or treat. That's the word of the day. Back to you, Masood.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Now we are going to our joke master, Mr. Ben. Please provide us with your humor of the day.
Okay. The lawyer's son wanted to follow in his father's footsteps. So he went to law school. He graduated with honors and then went home to join his father's legal firm. At the end of his first day at work, he rushed into his father's office and said, "Father, you know what? In one day, I managed to solve the accident case that you've been working on for 10 years. His father responded, "You idiot, we lived on the funding of that case for 10 years. Back to you, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you very much. Well, I meant to mention that regarding the word of the day, whoever uses plunder as a gift to the user of the plunder, we are going to show our hand and pat them on the shoulder virtually. Now we are going to our official segment of the meeting, and I'm going to pass the control to our Toastmaster, Tammy Furnett. Tammy, please take it.
Thank you so much, Masood. With being the formal portion of our meeting, I will be having a little bit of fun, and we are going to be using the thoughts of the theme for today, whether it be trick or treating, as our table topics selection. And I do have a few questions already prepared for that process, and we will with running behind a little bit, maybe we'll try to fit 2 in, and then we will go into the formal part of our speaking session today, where we have both of our speakers, Helen Zhang and Marcy Fields. So without any further ado, who would like to take on the first table topic for today's meeting? Okay, with that, and with Ruby's background, I'm going to select the Miss Ruby Gana to help be a volunteer for today's table topic for our first one today. Do you normally dress up and go out for Halloween?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master. Dressing up? Hell yeah. I love dressing up and putting on makeup and just generally dolling up. But recently, in recent times, all that effort when we are at home all the time, I have begun to wonder, what's the point of all the dress up and all the makeup? Where am I going to? However, there's a new trend going on, virtual parties. It was only last week I realized going on scarily and plundering the information on the worldwide internet. There are so many virtual events where you can dress up and you can put your makeup on and you can look the best. So I decided, okay, I'm going to sign up for something and hope that I go for one of these virtual engagement meetups and show up as myself in a more fashionable and more enhanced version of fashion. What do you need to take? You need to take yourself, wear your confidence. With the confidence, I can rock any outfit. I can rock my hair anyway. Number 2, know the Zoom details or where the meeting is at. And number 3, show up promptly and I should get ready to enjoy. With that, I would like to summarize. Yes, I would go trick-or-treating virtually in my costume, with my full makeup on, and I'll make sure that I know the venue, sign up early or on time, and show up with a beautiful smile. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure that you're going to give yourself such a stunning evaluation for today, since you are a Table Topics evaluator, which I wasn't paying enough attention to earlier on the agenda. So you get away with a freebie today, Miss Ruby. With that, I believe we have time for one more table topic, Masood. One more, or would you like me to finish off for today and continue on with the formal part of our meeting, since we're at 12:19? Masood. We're going to continue on with the formal. Sorry?
Yes, I think we can do one quick one.
One quick one? Okay. I will ask Sheree if she wouldn't mind being my second voluntold volunteer for today.
I am so sorry. I was sure today's Wednesday. I have to hire somebody to tell me which day of the week.
To manage your schedule. I have a couple people that help me with that, and I'm not doing still very good with that. So with this COVID pandemic this year, are you planning on participating in handing out Halloween candy?
Yeah, we had to really think about it because, you know, in our neighborhood, we tried preventing dogs using our front yard as a washroom. So I digged out a portion of our lawn and I did a really nice flower bed right by the sidewalk. But what that did is that it actually attracted children and pets more to our front yard. So sometimes we see playground is right by our house, but sometimes we see children playing in our front yard. And pets are actually more attracted to run after bees and butterflies and stuff because there's so much happening. They like to come more often. And since we have done that, the number of children coming for Halloween to our door doubled. It went from 60 to 120 because we kind of had a number of them. So we would prepare, we gave juice boxes away before, but right now with COVID, we are going to block off the little sidewalk that comes to our door and write on it that we are not participating because it's not good for children and it's not good for us because my mother, 87-year-old, she lives with us. First, we thought we go with a face shield and like something that we don't grab actually the juice box. We like grab it with a salad, like what we take salad with. But then even that is dangerous for children because all of them, even if you stand way away from our door. So we are just going to post something that we are not doing anything. It's heartbreaking for children, I know, but I rather them be alive and heartbroken than ill or, disabled.
Thank you so much, Sheree. That was a great explanation, and it is definitely personal choice and very much a challenge. And with that, we are going to start off with our first speaker for today. Our speaker is Helen Zhang, and she is doing presentation mastery number 2-3. And her evaluator today is Shelley Warner. Shelley, would you mind providing us the objectives and the timing of Helen's speech, please? Oh, you're on mute, Shelley. Oh,
Yeah,
good. Thanks.
Madam Toastmaster. Yes, Helen's objective is to use vocal variety and to speak in an understandable manner to explain the idea of why having a mentor is better than having a coach. So the title of her speech is Why Importance of Having a Mentor, Not a Coach, Helen Zhang.
Thank you so much, Shelley. And Helen's thoughts on the theme for today. I just need to find my other. Helen's thoughts are, my idea is to discuss if people would like to be a volunteer. Oh, wrong one, Helen. Actually, I had two for you then. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I guess I've done this before.
By myself. Yeah, okay.
I guess I have done that one before, Helen.
Yeah, yeah.
We are going to just move on, Helen, because I do not seem to see the email anymore.
Okay.
Yes, we are getting tight on time.
My apologies. So with that, Helen Zhang, why importance of having a mentor, not a coach? Why importance of having a mentor, not a coach? Helen Zhang.
Why it is important of having a mentor, not a coach, when we progress the Pathway project. Many people use the terms mentor and coach interchangeable, but they really are two different concepts. First, let's say what is a mentor and what is a coach. A mentor was someone in the organization who had a lot of experience in addition to knowledge. They were often there to help onboard new members or pass along wisdom to others who will fill their position in the future. A coach has been someone with specific knowledge about the skill or ability and the member struggles to master. Their guidance never stretches beyond helping the member develop the skill. Essentially, a coach is there to help a member overcome a challenge. Second, what is the relationship between the mentor and mentee, and what is for the coach and the learner? A mentor relationship can be ongoing. A mentee usually feels a connection to the mentor, unlike that of a coach. The mentor is seen as someone they can always seek out for advice and guidance, even if they don't meet on a regular basis. On the other hand, a coach will be called upon to help an individual learn a new skill, such as public speaking. They are often there to encourage and train. In contrast, mentorship is not about achieving a specific goal, but rather about creating a nurturing relationship between the mentor and mentee. Therefore, in a short, mentorship is about relationships. Coaching is about task completion. Now, let's see what our needs in pathway, mentorship or coaching. As long as I go further to my pathway with my mentors, I understand more that Toastmasters are a project to train our leadership rather than to provide speaking skills. As we all know, to achieve our pathway project, we are looking for helps to develop communication skills, succession planning, to promote diversity in the meeting. The pathway requires us to attend the meeting not only for complete a simple speech, but to take various roles. We will obtain a well-rounded developed experience that allows us to grow and achieve the pathway quicker. To fulfill those roles, purpose, and responsibility, you will recognize the mentorship helps. Our mentor often encompasses more than skill development. Mentoring takes time. Coaching is often short term. Basically, coaches are only there for as long as they are needed. Once the individual starts to master the skill, they are no longer in need of a coach. However, in mentorship, there is a longer time commitment involved, because it is based on relationship and trust building. Mentorship tend to take up to years to fully meet expectations. That is why importance of having a mentor rather than a coach to achieve the pathway project. Madam Toastmaster, thank you.
Great job, Helen. I would like to ask now for just 1 minute of silence to let her evaluator, Shelley, finish off her evaluation, please. Thank you so much, Masood. Much appreciated. Now we'd like to continue on with our second speaker, Marcy Fields. And Marcy's evaluator is Christina Cruz. Christina, could you please provide Marcy's objectives for today's speech and the timing of her speech, please? And you're on mute, Christina.
Marcy's speech today is about her high performance leadership, which was organizing training for our leaders last June. So she did a speech before her project. She has now completed the project of organizing our training. And this speech is to explain the experience. The high performance leadership involves a guidance committee and a task oriented committee. So there was an actual team that she had to lead. We look forward to hearing her speech today is Where is Your Ship Sailing? Good luck, Marcy. Thanks, Tammy. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Christina. Marcy's thoughts on the theme is, hey, with living out in the field, you don't see too many people for Halloween, except for our grandsons. They now figure that they're too old to go out, so it's highly unlikely they'll be trick-or-treating. But she says, to be honest, I've never been a season I participated in. I'm with you, Marcy. I buy my kids treats and snuggle at home watching movies. They'd get a day off school if it fell on a weekday. I want to live in your house, Marcy, and I don't know why I missed out on that growing up. But with that, we will welcome Marcy. And where is your ship sailing? Where is your ship sailing? Marcy Fields.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of leadership in this TM club upon a tiny ship. This mate was your VP Ed, the skipper brave and true. 56 passengers set sail that day for a 6-hour tour, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, I am pleased to welcome you aboard. Welcome to my galley, where I love to sit and spin a tale or two. Last spring, I had the privilege of organizing District 42's training for leaders, area directors, and division directors. We saw the new crew come aboard, and the old crew sat there and helped them transition, and then they disembarked, letting us to sail on this great journey. Today, I want to share 3 lessons that I learned for that time. The first lesson was teamwork truly does make the dream work. Number 2, a vision goes a long way in bringing unity. Number 3, there is great power in being organized and attending to the details, but it takes time and commitment. Number 1, teamwork truly does make the dream work. Part of the plan when you're doing a high performance leadership is that you have 2 teams, as Christina mentioned. The first team is your guidance committee members. I was fortunate to work with well-experienced members who knew all about leadership training and all that needed to be involved in the day. I had attended 1 or 2 sessions, but hadn't been part of pulling all the pieces together. They helped me think of new ways to put things together over a period of about a month, 2 months, I believe, that we met in meetings together ahead of time, talking, brainstorming, tweaking things, and making them better. I learned about things like Toastmasters minute by minute. Were you aware that there is down to 30-second kind of detail that Toastmasters take care of when they're holding an event, any kind of event? And there is a beautiful template that we can follow. And fortunately for me, one of the members of my team had that and took that on to be able to help me and assist with that. We had to do promotion. We had to do a style analysis. We looked at the communication styles and the leadership styles of everybody, both on last year's team and this year's team, bringing it together so that we became aware of what those differences would be as we worked together in our team environments and how we could benefit from those differences. Evaluation. We worked hard on having evaluation, but I learned sometimes things don't work out the way you plan them to be. It can be something different. We even had a great incentive, a Tim's card, and we had very poor response. Less than 10 people out of the 56 who attended provided us any feedback regarding the event. And there were technical difficulties and different things that fed into that created a problem. But I learned It's important. Dr. Smedley says that a speech doesn't profit you anything if you don't receive the feedback on it and learn how to improve. The same thing when we're doing any kind of training with leadership. We need that feedback to go forward. A vision truly unites people. One of the things that I looked at when I first came up with this idea was John Maxwell's quote, "The pessimist complains about the winds, the optimist believes they're going to change, but the leader sets the sails, changes the sails so that they can grab hold of the winds, whatever is happening, and they shift direction." This was our entire focus, providing tools that would assist our people in being able to move forward as they entered into their new roles as area directors and division directors. What I also learned is many opportunities exist within our Toastmasters community to benefit the community, but we need to kind of step out of where we're at to find those opportunities. And not only does it benefit our community, but it benefits us when we go into those roles. So the United Vision really made a difference. The power of detail, as I mentioned previously. An HPL project is about leadership. It's not about you managing a project. There's that one is available for you in level 4, but it's about leading teams. How do you draw and build a team together? This is one of the things I enjoy most about my Toastmasters journey, and it doesn't exist for me only within what I am doing in my projects for my path, but it exists for me in the opportunity as I serve the larger community of the district outside of my club and get to meet people throughout Southern Alberta and Southern Saskatchewan. One other thing I learned with that, though, the detail, focusing on one project at a time, what a treat. However, we don't always have that opportunity. I look back at the time that I was doing this, and what I recognize is that I was working on 3 projects that were all important deadlines. The first one was our Connecting the Dots Virtually, our Celebration 2020 for the district. There was this AD and DD training. And at the same time, I was wrapping up my responsibilities as VP Ed at Fluor. A whole bunch of deadlines all at the same time, creating great stress on me when I was doing this. But because of the team, I was able to make it through because other people picked up their part and helped me get through at times. Had lots of fun around it. Dr. Smedley says we learn best in moments of fun. Well, one of the fun things that I did is our beloved district director, Christina Cruz, wanted to get a notice out to everybody that we were having the meeting the next day. What I didn't know is that if I sent my personalized invitation to everybody, I thought it'd be an easy way to send out the invitation. I didn't know that there would be 50 Marcy Field in the room. It created a lot of laughter, and we have a lot of stories going on as a result of that. I enjoyed this privilege. I'm grateful for the opportunity to sail with the cruise crew, for the opportunity to see some of the lessons learned being applied as we shifted gears for success after coming to land in our last leadership training. And now with the new leadership training coming up November through January, we're going to level up and take ourselves to new heights. I challenge you to broaden your horizons as you journey down your paths. Cast off from shore and sail away to adventure and priceless memories. A ship. What ships were designed for. Sail out to sea and do new things. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Marcy. Fantastic speech. We will do, Christina, I hope we can do a half a minute of silence for you as we are a little behind. Wouldn't mind providing us with the timing of the table topics and of our speakers for today's meeting, please.
Sure. Thank you very much. Table topic, Ruby spoke 1 minute and 30 seconds, give or take. I apologize. I missed at the beginning to start my timer on time, but I think it was around that time. And Shore spoke 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
Thank you so much.
Helen, as a speaker first, she plundered my chance to even raise my green card, so I missed it. She was sharp 5 minutes, between 4 minutes and 59 and 5 minutes. And Marcy spoke 9 minutes and 48 seconds. I hope I went between 5 and 2. I hope it was the correct timing that I was going.
Nope, you're the correct timing.
Okay. All
yes,
right.
5 and 7.
Yes. So 9 minutes and 48 seconds for Marcy.
Marcy's sails got a whole bunch of wind in it today. I would now like to ask Ruby if she wouldn't mind providing some feedback on Sheree's table topic, and we'll give Ruby the win for hers. And thanks for her for participating.
I'm first going to give evaluation for Sheree. Sheree mentioned that she's not participating in trick and treating this year, and that because she feels sad because of the COVID situation. So the strengths I observed was her speech was well organized and provided expectations on the number of kids and how this affected her. Versus also talking about the user giving out the juice boxes. One thing for an opportunity for development is maybe add some more vocal variety by emphasizing on blocking off the stairs for this year and including a note. Maybe you could just shut off the lights. I respected her decision that she shared with the group, and I hope success for her. She mentioned that she decorated the yard and it attracted more kids that year. And Sheree, keep up the spirit. We'll get there maybe eventually next year. And I hope to hear more table topics from you. In regards to my own evaluation, and I think I did good. Does somebody wants to step up and give me a very brief evaluation? Because I love recognition evaluation.
We're gonna give you some happy hands. To both ears. Great job, ladies. I would now like to ask Shelley Warner if she wouldn't mind providing us with the evaluation for Helen's speech.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. It would be my pleasure. Helen, you did such an outstanding job on your speech. I can list so many things that you actually excelled at. Number one, I want to point out to you that you achieved your goal of vocal variety. Whenever you said a coach, you lifted up your voice, and it was a way of calling attention to what you were saying. In that sense, you definitely scored on what you were trying to achieve. You also looked straight into the camera. You caught our eyes for the entire time. And that was always a way to smooth through the transitions from your various aspects that you discussed about a coach and a mentor, which you often indicated by showing your hand gestures. I would say you absolutely excelled in that. Another thing that you did that was fantastic is something I struggle with all the time. You paused. You gave your thoughts, you gave ideas and examples, and paused. You didn't rush right through them. So I would say you had a well-organized speech, you made your points, and you used some hand gestures to emphasize them. I would say there are some things that you might want to work on. number one, you could stand, and that would help you to elevate your gestures. So you could go larger with your body language. You could lean in to talk about things or pull away. And those are things that can help to make your points. And I think that that's always a way to take any topic and turn it into a story. And that leads me to the main thing that you might want to challenge yourself to. You talk a lot in generalities, which is great, but a really excellent speech is personal. And it would have made a very striking upgrade to your speech if you had told a personal story about being a mentor or a mentee. You could benefit by using sentences that start with I. I experienced this. Instead of putting everything in the third person, you could plunder your own experiences and use those as examples for how a mentor works, how a coach works. So don't forget to use your own life as a palette of choices to bring a lesson to life. So I would say, all in all, an excellent job. And I'm very, very impressed with how you did things that I find hard to do. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Shelley. Fantastic evaluation on Helen's speech. I would now like Christina Cruz, if she could please provide her evaluation for Marcy's speech.
Thanks so much, Tammy. Thank you, Marcy. You did not plunder, but you gave us a gift today. And I loved your explanation of not just the experience you had with HPL. You gave an insight to what it involves, and you shared both what you really enjoyed and some of the challenges that you faced as you went. I love Gilligan. You started with this song, and it was everybody, whether they know Gilligan or not, you grabbed our attention. That's what we should do when we start a speech. Your organization was brilliant. You had 3 points: teamwork, the vision, and the power of being organized and attention to detail. And I think that was really clear right from the beginning. I totally enjoyed your smile throughout, and I thought it was extremely clever. Where is your ship sailing? The vocabulary you used. Here's my gallery. You obviously prepared your background for today. It was fantastic. Some of us play with virtual, but I think that was so unique in the way that you were able to bring us into your kitchen. You talked about the new crew come aboard, the old crew disembarked, and you used other expressions like broaden your horizons or cast off, ships in harbor are safe, and your final challenge for us to sail out to sea. So you use the theme extremely well. Your passion throughout for what was successful and what you were willing to share is extremely evident. I loved the actual project as I was involved, but some of the things you did were so innovative, and I love that you shared that today. You had this style analysis of all of our leaders. That was a big undertaking, extremely innovative, and has raised the bar for future projects to be able to risk and take things beyond the harbor, if you like. You shared 2 things about the evaluations and the Marcy. Everybody coming in with your link will forever laugh about that. But we've all learned something too, and I thought that was brilliant. Your background was totally clear. Your eyes were on the camera. When you did, your hands were gesturing so naturally as you spoke, showing your passion and your sincerity. If I have a suggestion, your timing obviously was a little off. Could you have sorted it down to maybe 2 points? We would have missed out on some things. You had some great Smedley quotes, and I think that's really valuable, bringing us back to what our founders started. But I think what you shared today was a beautiful example. Near the end, you talked about, I enjoyed the privilege and I'm grateful for the opportunity. And I think the way you live your life, your example of having so many things going on with the conference and VP Ed and this project, you are very willing to share your learning. You are a beautiful example of what Toastmasters can do for a person and what an engaged Toastmaster, and it falls right into Helen's speech with mentor and coaching, what we can do for each other. So I know it was 9 minutes, but for me, it was 9 minutes of glory. Thank you very much, Marcy. Back to you, Tammy.
Thank you so much. Excellent job. Much appreciated. We all learned from our evaluations and others. I would now like to ask Lisa Branch if she could share what she has learned on grammarian for today. And her role as
Absolutely.
grammarian.
Yes, I've been listening very carefully, and I'd like to congratulate Ruby, Masood, Tammy, Shelley, and Christina for using that awesome word of the day. They phrase that in speech. I love how she said, hell yeah. And that just all over the mission. And the phrase, wear your confidence. Excellent. Helen, I noticed that verb tenses changed a little bit, so I would suggest in the present tense. For example, you were saying a mentor was, and you can use a mentor is. Marcy, great. I couldn't tell if it was symbolism, metaphor, or imagery. I don't know. I'm an engineer, not a literary critic, but Christina used all the great phrases already in her evaluation. And Shelley, one thing that I picked up in your evaluation, use your own life as these are things that made my ears tickle and burn, and it was a great meeting for Word of the Day as well. Back to you, Madame Toastmaster.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Lisa. Now I'd like to ask Leah if she would like to provide us with the off counters report.
Tammy, if I may,
Yes,
I think
sir.
we need to pass the control to Bob, our general evaluator. And
I will give Bob just a few minutes here. Give me just a minute.
For the counters report, my job is to record any uses of filler words for anyone speaking. For Masood, I counted over 5. For Word of the Day, Stephen, you had over 5. For our table topics, Ruby and Sheree had 1 each. Marcy, during your speech, you had 3. Helen, you didn't have any. Awesome job. Shelley, you had 2 filler words. Christina, 3, and Lisa, 3. Great job.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And I stole, yes, as Masood's trying to definitely point out, I'm stealing Bob's thunder and some of his roles for today. So I have reduced some of Bob's expectations for what he needed to do for today's meeting. But if Bob, if you could please help provide us with the general evaluation for today's meeting, please.
Thank you so much, Tammy. The role of the general evaluator is to evaluate the roles that are not evaluated by others during the meeting, such as the Toastmaster, Table Topics Master, and so on and so forth. It is not my job to evaluate prepared speeches or table topic speeches, as those have already been done. So in this, for the sake of time here, I'm really going to be brief, just because we're running quite a bit behind today. We did get off to a very rocky start today. We were 5 minutes behind as we started, as we all know. Masood, kudos to you for jumping in. Not only were you the timer, you took on the role of a chairperson, and goodness knows what all else. Did just a fantastic job. You also jumped in with the whole cash handling, the safety announcement just right off the cuff, which I thought was very commendable. The one thing that I would, I guess, suggest is that we were 5 minutes behind when we started. Perhaps we could have been a little more proactive and jumped into getting the meeting on time a little bit quicker. Zipping through here, just again, some random comments. Tammy, you started off by recognizing that we were behind right off, so tried your darndest to try and keep the meeting on time as much as you possibly could. Stephen, you confirmed what the role was when you talked about the word master role. So you actually told us what you were about to do, which I always think is a good thing, particularly for the new people. Ben, when you were doing your joke, which was absolutely awesome, I loved it. But the one comment that I would have is that there was an awful lot of rustling going on in the background there, which I found really distracting. So unfortunately, it kind of took away from your joke, but the joke was still funny regardless. Table topics master, Tammy, again, you chose the evaluator, but you recognized your mistake fairly quickly, and again, I guess fixed that. Well, recognized it, I guess, and realized that you'd made an error on that, but you corrected yourself fairly quickly. Overall, the two speech evaluations I thought were absolutely excellent. Great job of doing the, again, the PI method, the commendation, recommendation, and commendation. What I really liked in both the evaluations was use of empathy that both of you used when you were talking about the speeches. You really brought it back and made it very personal, I think, for everyone. Just some general comments as far as the overall meeting goes. Again, we got off to a bit of a rough start, but we recovered. Overall, I think it was an absolutely excellent meeting. The one recommendation that I would have for our club, and maybe there's a reason behind this that I'm not touching on, is that I would love to see more people with their video on. The one thing that I really, really miss from our in-person meetings at Fluor is just the interaction with people, seeing how they react to speeches and such. And I know early on we were a little bit concerned about the signals and stuff, okay? And that maybe, kind of the bandwidth would be diminished because of that, but I don't think that's really happened. So I would love to see more faces, I guess, when we're doing our meetings. And just a general reminder for everybody to mute their mic, please, when you're not speaking. There was, again, some rustling going on, some typing at times. Overall, congratulations on a fantastic meeting. It was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Mr. Masood, we will return the control back over to yourself as chairperson. And recognizing we do have two individuals that are here as guests today, Aaron and Charlene, if we have an opportunity to give them an opportunity to provide some thoughts on how they thought the meeting ran once you're completed, Masood.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, do we have a management rep? Or
no, I'm sorry, he was unable to make it.
He wasn't. Okay, so I'm going to ask Aaron, I see you first. If you have any comments about our meeting, we would be happy to hear them.
I think I did Toastmasters a few years ago where it was the evening one and you got 2 hours to do it and like you've kind of like already had your supper and gone home. You guys crammed a lot into an hour. I saw that you guys were still doing like the Mr. Toastmaster and like the kind of the formalities that really make Toastmasters kind of unique as well. And I see that like the development of some of you. I think I even Marcy, I like commented on yourself and Ruby yourself as well, your speeches. I can see there's a lot of growth for all of you guys here, and it's nice seeing a wide variety of talent and skill, and that you guys are able to fit this in your day. So I really appreciate you guys bringing us on, and it gives me hope for rolling out with our own company as well. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That's very heartwarming comment from you. Charlene, did you have anything?
Yeah, basically, I'm going to say same as basically Aaron here, that it was great to see how much you are able to do within the hour and the skill levels that everybody brings in and contributes to this. And I will say that, Marcy, I loved your speech. So thank you. You made me laugh at the beginning.
Thank you very much, Charlene. And I see Monica Taman. I see that you are online, and I think you are. Yes, if you have any comments, please go ahead.
Hi. For some reason my webcam doesn't work, but today was my very
We forgive you today.
Okay. Today was my first session at any Toastmasters club, so it was really nice to see how the session was run, like the different roles in this meeting and the contents, and it was nice to just see new faces and meet new people.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I hope that you can attend our future meetings either as a guest or hopefully even better would be as a member. And just don't forget, tomorrow we have our Christina Cruz doing our Moments of Truth. Please go ahead and sign in and join us tomorrow at noon. Is there any other announcements? Marcy, go ahead.
I just quickly, in case people haven't gone out, I want to congratulate Lisa on winning the area contest, humorous contest, and our own Shelley Werner winning the table topics contest at an area level. And I also want to congratulate Ruby Guna on being Toastmaster of the Year at an area level, and our Irma Goosen, who was our member, as being our Rookie of the Year. What a great showing, Fluor. I am so proud of you all. Congratulations.
Quick
Thank you
one.
very much.
Christina's
Thank you.
asking for the link tomorrow. Stephen, do we have the link set up for the meeting tomorrow?
Yeah, when I replied, I replied to Leah. It will be after this meeting.
Okay, great. Thanks so
Can
much.
I just see by a show of hands who's coming tomorrow? Because it changes how I do it. 1, 2. Okay, that gives me an idea. That's great. And I just have one last quick thing, Masood. Does everybody know about the free path? Leah sent out a wonderful email, but make sure you sign up for it. Pretty cool from TI.
Okay, I haven't seen the email.